What if I told you that dementia doesn't just show up one day, fully formed, but instead whispers its arrival through subtle changes most people overlook? Sounds surprising, doesn't it? Forgetting where you parked or having a random mood swing might seem harmless, just part of life's chaos. But what if these tiny cracks in the surface are actually signals, quietly urging you to pay attention? Here's the thing, most people brush off these signs, chalking them up to stress, aging, or just being busy. But ignoring them could mean missing a chance to act early, when the brain is still calling for help. The truth is, early recognition isn't just helpful, it's a game changer. And the good news? You don't have to be a doctor to spot the signs or make meaningful changes that protect your brain. This isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you to see what others might miss. Together, we'll unpack the subtle clues that can make all the difference, giving you the tools to boost mental clarity, protect your memory, and build a life that supports brain health. Ready to see the bigger picture? Sometimes, forgetting where you placed your keys or mixing up dates on your calendar feels normal, right? But when forgetfulness becomes a regular thing, like repeatedly asking the same question within minutes, it's a signal worth paying attention to. Imagine a friend telling you the same story twice in a 15-minute conversation. It's not just awkward, it's a clue that something deeper might be going on. Our brains thrive on routines, mindfulness, and staying engaged, so don't ignore when they start slipping. Think about it, memory lapses like these can affect daily life in unexpected ways. Picture this, forgetting to turn off the stove not once, but multiple times in a week. That's not just forgetfulness, it's a safety concern. If someone close to you is experiencing this, it might be time to look closer. Simple steps like creating written reminders or using voice assistants like Alexa can make a world of difference for someone who's struggling. Memory is deeply tied to overall health and well-being. From nutrition to sleep, little things you do can support brain health. Ever tried incorporating foods rich in omega-3s or using memory-boosting exercises like Sudoku? They're not magic cures, but they're fantastic tools for prevention. Pair that with daily mindfulness practices, and you'll be giving your brain the workout it deserves. Staying proactive is all about balance. Here's the thing, these lapses don't happen in isolation. They often come with other subtle signs, like struggling with familiar tasks. So, before brushing it off as just aging, consider how these moments stack up. Could they be pointing to a bigger picture? Let's dive into what happens when routine tasks start feeling like a challenge. We all have those moments where we blank out on how to do something we've done 100 times. But imagine struggling to finish a recipe you've made for years or feeling lost while paying bills, something that used to be second nature. These aren't just off days, they could be signs that the brain is having trouble keeping up. Familiar tasks should feel automatic, not confusing. If this starts happening regularly, it's worth taking a closer look. Think of your daily routines, like cooking your favorite meal. Now imagine getting halfway through and forgetting the steps or even what ingredient comes next. That's more than just distraction, it's disorientation. Tools like step-by-step recipe apps or reminders on your phone can help bridge the gap, but noticing the shift is the first step. Life should feel manageable, not like a constant puzzle. A healthy brain thrives on a balanced lifestyle. Activities like reading, playing an instrument, or even learning a new hobby can keep your cognitive gears turning. Try taking up something like gardening or yoga. It's relaxing but also requires focus and coordination, which challenges the brain. Pair this with good nutrition and an active lifestyle to boost overall quality of life. When familiar tasks start feeling unfamiliar, it's a reminder that the brain is asking for help. And sometimes, this change is just the tip of the iceberg. Other shifts, like mood swings or pulling away from loved ones, might be lurking around the corner. So, let's explore how emotions and personality play into all of this. You ever notice how someone's mood can shift out of nowhere? Maybe they go from cheerful to irritated in minutes, or they start avoiding friends and family for no clear reason. Sure, we all have bad days, but when these mood swings become frequent and unpredictable, it's worth paying attention. The brain and emotions are deeply connected, and sudden changes in personality can be early signals of something bigger. Take this for example, someone who's always been outgoing and chatty suddenly becomes quiet and withdrawn. They skip social gatherings, stop picking up calls, and seem to lose interest in the things they used to love. This isn't just being off. It might be their way of coping with mental or cognitive struggles. Encouraging them to open up about how they're feeling can make a huge difference. Maintaining emotional health is key to overall well-being. Practices like mindfulness and meditation are game changers for grounding emotions. Journaling about feelings or even trying therapy apps like BetterHelp can provide a safe outlet for emotions. Pair this with a good sleep routine and healthy nutrition, because let's be honest, nobody feels good when they're running on fumes and junk food. But changes in mood often go hand in hand with other challenges, like trouble expressing thoughts or following conversations. So, as you think about what's behind these emotional shifts, consider how language and communication could also be playing a role. Let's unpack that next. Ever been in a conversation where the other person keeps forgetting simple words or struggles to follow along? It's more than just losing your train of thought, it can feel like their words are getting stuck somewhere. This kind of trouble with language can turn everyday interactions into frustrating experiences, both for the person struggling and those around them. Clear communication is a foundation of connection, so when it cracks, it's a sign to dig deeper. Imagine asking someone to pass the salt at dinner, and they freeze, searching for the word salt like it slipped out of their vocabulary. Or maybe they repeat themselves because they can't keep track of what's been said. If this sounds familiar, gentle support can go a long way. Simple things like giving them time to find their words or avoiding interruptions can make conversations smoother. Practices like reading aloud or playing word-based games, think Scrabble or crossword puzzles, can help keep the brain's language centers active. Combine these activities with a healthy lifestyle, including an active routine and balanced nutrition, to support cognitive function. Little steps add up to big results when it comes to brain health. Trouble with communication doesn't happen in isolation, though. It often overlaps with lapses in judgment or decision-making. So, if someone close to you seems unsure or hesitant in situations where they used to feel confident, there might be more to uncover. Let's talk about that next. We've all made questionable decisions, buying something we don't need or staying up way too late binge-watching a show. But when poor judgment becomes a pattern, especially in ways that don't align with someone's usual behavior, it's a red flag. Imagine someone who's always been cautious suddenly making risky financial decisions or ignoring obvious dangers. It's not just unusual, it could signal deeper cognitive challenges. Think about handling finances. Missing a bill here and there might happen to anyone, but consistently failing to manage money or falling for scams is different. If you notice this in a loved one, small steps like setting up automatic payments or having someone trustworthy double-check decisions can help. These aren't just practical solutions, they're ways to protect independence while addressing the root issue. Good judgment is tied to overall brain health. Engaging in activities that challenge decision-making, like strategy games or problem-solving exercises, can strengthen cognitive skills. Pair these with a lifestyle that prioritizes exercise, proper sleep, and an emotionally balanced approach to stress. Tools like guided meditation or yoga can help with mindfulness, which is a cornerstone of making sound decisions. Judgment issues don't appear in a vacuum. They often show up alongside memory lapses, trouble with tasks, or mood changes. Together, these signs create a bigger picture that's hard to ignore. But here's the key, recognizing these patterns early can lead to better outcomes. So, how can we start connecting the dots and taking action? So, now that you know these subtle clues, let me ask you, what's stopping you from taking action? Recognizing these signs isn't just about helping someone else, it's about building a future where your brain and body work in harmony. Imagine living a life full of energy, mental sharpness, and emotional balance. It starts with small, intentional steps today. What could you change right now? Could you add more brain-boosting foods to your meals, start a new hobby that challenges your mind, or even talk to a loved one about the changes you've noticed? The power to act is in your hands, and the rewards are life-changing. Don't wait until the signs become impossible to ignore. Here's my challenge to you: take what you've learned today and apply it. Then, share this knowledge with someone who might need it. And hey, while you're at it, why not join a community that's just as curious and committed as you? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's build a healthier, sharper future together.